information from their end to make you aware of their concerns and what you should be concerned about. However, though, we're not only going to hear from Sergeant Henry, who's in the studio with us, we're going to hear from you guys in just a bit. We're going to leave the lines open for you to get in. The numbers to call, 465-2555, 662-8674, and 718-577-2916. Sergeant Henry, good morning and welcome to the studio as usual.
Good morning, Jackie, and good morning to the listening audience. This morning I'll be talking about vehicle registration and licensing authority policy. As we know that our registration system and licensing has changed as of last month.
The process.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So with Inland Revenue, we have the insurance on board, and now we have the inspection persons on board. So there's a new policy now, and this take effect from Monday. That's Monday, which
Monday gone.
Yes. And number 1 speaks of mandatory license upon registration. And all vehicles must be licensed at the time of registration or transfer of ownership unless exempted by the traffic department. This means that all vehicles, they must be licensed. So if you're going to do a transfer of ownership to someone, that vehicle must be licensed. And number 2, ownership transfer requirements. Upon change of ownership, the new vehicle owner is required to pay all associate fee within 7 days of transfer. If fees are not paid within this period, the owner must visit the traffic department to renew the transaction and complete the transfer process. This requirement applies uniformly to both initial registration and ownership transfer. This is saying you have 7 days in which to do the process to get that vehicle into your name. So when you come to the traffic department and we do the registration form or the ownership form, the transfer of ownership form, and the officer gave you that form, you have 7 days in which to get that into your name. If 7 days pass, you don't have to revisit the traffic department for the process to be done again. And when you are buying a vehicle from someone, make sure that it is a license. If that is not licensed, the new owner will have to pay that license fee. So if you haven't been licensed for maybe 3 months, 6 months, the date already passed, and 3 months passed, 6 months, you'll have to pay up that fee. So when you're buying a vehicle from someone, make sure you ask them, is everything is in order with the licensing? If not, then you will have to pay that. And we have number 3, dealers registration process. Vehicle dealers are required to obtain a registration number from the traffic department. The dealers usually put their own information in the system. Then traffic department will assign a number to that vehicle. Complete a vehicle inspection and proceed to Inland Revenue Department. When a dealer or when someone buy a vehicle from a dealer, the dealer do everything for them. They upload the form, we put on the registration number, they come to the traffic department, they get that vehicle inspected, then they go to the Inland Revenue Department, the insurance, and then Inland Revenue Department. And if this is not done within 7 days, as I said, the dealer will have to come back to the traffic department to have that number reassigned again. A monthly assignment of assigned registration numbers. Assigned registration numbers that remain not finalized by the end of the month will be returned to the pool for reassignment. This process ensures efficient use of registration numbers and maintain accurate record. As I said earlier, if you get a number from the traffic department, you have 7 days in which to do this. If a month passes and you haven't done anything with it, that number will go back into the pool and somebody else might get that number. So you're no longer the owner of that number because you didn't want to finalize the process. So that number go back into the pool and that number could be assigned to someone else.
Mm-hmm. All right, so in other words, the number is not yours
until you pay it, until it's finalized, until you inspect the vehicle, insurance, and then you go to inland revenue. Inland revenue is the last process. And once you pay that fee, then it's finalized.
Okay. The lines are open, ladies and gentlemen, for those that do with your questions or concern. Talking about question, I have a question for you. This person is asking, how can you license a vehicle when it's off the road for mechanical reasons related to driving it to get inspection to license?
I have all that coming up. Huh?
Oh, okay. All right.
Then I'll just jump that one. Okay, if your vehicle is off the road, mechanical problem, so that means it's not operational. Then you come to the traffic department to notify us that your vehicle is off the road for whatever purpose. Not because you cannot pay the license fee. It must be a mechanical problem, or maybe that vehicle got in an accident. So it's not operational. You come to the traffic department, we take all your information and we put it there. When the vehicle is up and running again, now you come to the traffic department, but you have to make sure that you have the insurance on that vehicle. Then we issue a form giving you permission to move it from point A to point B to get it inspected, and then you go to Inland Revenue Department to pay for the registration.
All right.
Sorry, for the licensing.
Thank you. Oh, pardon me. The lines were ringing a while ago. That's why I interrupted you. But you can continue. Well, hold that thought. They're back. Good morning, your life.
Hello?
Yes, your life. Go ahead. Morning.
Hey, GK, good morning.
Hey, yes,
Dad,
yes.
good morning.
Good morning.
Talking about licensing, right? And numbers,
Yes.
right? What are the requirements really for how a license plate really supposed to look? Because I thinking about buying some license plate and pawn and stuff my bus, right? Because what happened, I noticed that they look rather sexy. But me notice when I watch some numbers and so the P them are lean down on the side, and some the P them not finish, some the 5 them look like S, and the my number is a S. I really want to give the government too much money when I got stop them give me a ticket, right? So we still looking at the black letters, them still like the straightforward letters, and we could just got certain things. Because at one point in time when I was on the board, right, we wanted to let the government take control of the license plates. Because they find that Dick Tom and Harry doing all kind of things with license plates. And I think that one there was a good idea for the government to do that. Because, you know, when you get a license plate from the government, nobody could go back nowhere and print up over the number to do nothing extra now, no? So, I was wondering, if the standard of the license plate changed. Because even this morning I'm going to do what behind a license plate that is blue. Right? So I wonder what is really, requirements concerning a license plate. Because I know how you book them look for it and you know, so I got access to give more ticket than me really want done. And another thing I had to say, I got to remember it, but if I remember it again, I'm going to call it. But for the driving public who come in St. Peter, I'm going to pull out a little bit of hole in a while, so please drive with caution.
Gwenny, before you go, you said you was driving behind a vehicle and that plate was blue.
Yeah,
that's not a private. That was a private.
Was a PA and I'm the license plate.
Okay, thank you for that. But for a private registration or the plate must be black. The letters and numbers must be white, and it's no style. If you have a style, you know, some people make the G or the P with a kind of little. Everything's supposed to be straight and look conform. If anything outside of that is not conform to regulation.
While we're on the plate, here's a question for you. What's the procedure to get small numbers? It appears it's being gathered, the P, the PA, and the PB small digits.
A small number like what? A 3-digit, a 2-digit, or 1?
Well, they'll have to clarify.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, they'll have to clarify that.
But there is nothing in law that requires you to get a small number. We go to the next available one. So So some people come and say, oh, I want a sexy number. What's a sexy number? I don't know. They're looking for a 3-digit. But as long as we don't have a 3-digit, you have to get the next available one.
Okay.
So not we are guarding them.
Okay.
Some persons have 3 and, they want that. If one is there, then the person might or will get it.
Gotcha. Let's try this next call. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, GQ.
Hey, good morning.
Dad.
Good morning.
Yeah, could you run the new procedure for licensing again? I didn't really understand it. I like to get it straight.
Okay, I'll go back over it. I'm not finished as yet. I still have
Well,
number
you
5.
don't have
Yes.
to do it now.
Yes,
But before you leave, please run it again.
I will.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right. You can continue. Wait, hold on. Good morning, you're live.
Hi, good morning, GQ.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
Good morning to this side here.
Good morning.
I'm just calling in to make a suggestion regarding the stop and search that the police carries out. I think the timing is bad. They carry out these things before 8 o'clock. I am now in traffic for the last almost 45 minutes trying to get to town, and I'm backed up as far as challenges again. So I think that when they're doing this, I'm not saying that they shouldn't do this thing, but maybe it's just reconsider and try to do it at a later time. You have plenty people trying to get to work, trying to carry the children to school. Somebody might be trying to get to the hospital. I don't understand why they choose to do it at this time of the morning. When I pass going into the country, the traffic back up half an hour later, coming back the same way now, it's still the same thing. I think y'all should have more consideration for the driving public. I think y'all have no consideration. Do the traffic stop at a later time. Why you doing it in the morning when people trying to hustle to go to work? That's, like I said, I don't have a problem with the operation in terms of the stop and search or whatever it is that they do. But the timing is not right. I mean, you don't know because you're in the studio there, but the traffic back up, and the back up since 8 o'clock, even before that. Come on, man. Y'all can do better. Move the traffic stop to a later time in the day or something. Not at this time when people trying to get to work. Anyway, have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Holding up the traffic and nobody is blocking them from coming. So sometimes person tend to drive slow when the police are out there. Well, I can't say what happening, but I know sometimes I'm out there and sometimes the road is clear, but some person just driving slow. So sometimes it's some persons who in front because the police are out there.
All right. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I beg to differ, Sarge. On the other side of the island,
Uh-huh.
east side, I've been backed up in traffic since 7:45.
And where you now?
I just-
So you're still on the road?
Right now, I am by Contact. Not even reached Contact yet. I'm by Scotia, as they call it. Right now, traffic is backed up into Cayon. That's how bad it is. And it's now minutes to 9 with children on the road, people to go to work. With bosses who tend to say you come work late, there are issues. Now, if it takes it to a different level of persons deciding, you know what, if I get fired, who's going to be responsible? Because
Yeah, we understand that it needs to happen, but at the end of the day, if you're looking for ticketable offenses when it comes to tinting, not having the vehicles licensed, every vehicle has on a sticker that will be parked in town all day, every day, even inside of the villages, persons and police. Every police can give a ticket, has been taught. You can walk around and apply tickets accordingly, and it would alleviate some of this. I understand the random checks now and then, but given how far back it is, it becomes unconscionable for persons who are law-abiding. It becomes very frustrating for persons who are law-abiding. In the U.S., they don't care, and some patterns we do take from the U.S., but consideration has to be given when it comes to the general public. We're small, the roads them, is only one way in and one way out. Well, 2 ways in and 2 ways out of Bastille if you're coming from the countryside. You might be in Challengers. I'm just now reaching contact. And it's just a few minutes before 9. We don't have traffic that is backed up this long. And everybody pretty much knows that once the traffic is backed up this long, unless there's an accident, it's police on the road. So we gotta do something. To be honest, we really do have to do something. Thank you.
Yes, Carla, I'm so sorry about that. You talk about offenses, yes, but most of the offenses have to be driving while driving. Yes, you said the vehicle to park, and if they are tinted, you cannot give a ticket for a vehicle that is parked once it tint, because it must be driving with dark tinted windows. Yes, you can give one for a vehicle that is parked for keeping for use. That means that this vehicle is not licensed and it's parked up. So that's the only one you can give once the vehicle is parked and nobody's in it. But once, if a vehicle, two, you can also give one for failing to comply with traffic signs. So you park on a yellow line or park within 15 feet, but most of them is driving. You have to be driving to be issued a ticket. You have tires showing thread on them there. So it's different things you can give ticket for once park, but most is driving.
Okay. Good morning, you're live.
Yeah, GQ, good morning. Good morning, Miss Henry.
Good
Yes,
morning.
morning, Jam Down.
I hear in the penthouse here by a Yabba Pot, and I heard you say something concerning the small numbers and the vehicles. The numbers, it should be a special size of numbers. Where we getting from Calcom citizens, do as you like, and I ain't doing nothing. That's the problem. Explain that to the country. These fancy small numbers can't work. How shuffle can pick up numbers and people do things how we can pick up a number to give you information. I don't understand why not this lad cut it right in a pick up right for me before you go here. This is a strange country, unique. Have a good day.
Yes, Jamda, let me clarify that. When we were talking about number, we wasn't talking about the size of the number and letters. We're talking about numbers as pertaining to a 3-digit or 2-digit. So it wasn't this size of the number or the letters.
All right, let's rock to the phone line. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, good morning. I'm just calling to voice my opinion. Those two callers have called this morning and criticized the police for what they are doing. They got to bear in mind, these are the times when people take chances on the road. Some of them does not even possess a driver's license and they are on the road driving. He's talking about going around in communities and give stickers and all sorts of things. Yes, those are good ideas, but you got to bear in mind the police have to be strategic, and this is a strategic time for them to carry out their routine checks, and that's the time they really catch the culprits on them. I'm a former police officer, so I know what I'm talking about. You know, it's not easy. But what happened here? Everybody want to leave just a bit of minutes before work to get to work. No, leave on time, leave proper time, early, and get to work. Then you wouldn't have to be in this backup and suffering this long delay. But you see, everybody want to leave home at the shortest possible time to get to work. for the time that they're supposed to be working. No, we got to change that mindset. And the police have a role to play, and they're playing the role, and everybody got to really understand it's for the safety of each one of us. Because if somebody on the road that hit me and they doesn't have a driver's license or an insurance, now you're going to blame the police. Now the police, they're doing the work, you're criticizing them. So sometimes they do it in the night. The night is to carry a check for those people with illegal activities. And during the day, it's for unlicensed vehicle and uninsured vehicle. Sometimes in the night, they carry the check because some people have some funny lights, blinking lights, different colored lights on their vehicle, obstructing your view when you're driving. So they do it in the night and they do it in the day for things and all that sort of thing. So you just keep on doing what you're doing because it's for the safety of everybody. Some people might get annoyed and criticize, but at the same time, if the police fail to do something, they're going to say, where is the police? What is the police doing? Why is the police not doing anything? And now the police doing something, they take offense. Listen, officers, just do your work, be strategic, and take down some of those illegal activities that are taking place on the road. Have a good day.
Thank you, caller.
On a point of clarification, though, both callers did indicate that they understand what the police has to do, but they are asking for
A different timing.
a different timing. They're asking to consider the timing.
So we do it morning, we do it afternoon, we do it night. If we do it afternoon, it's the same thing we're going to get. So it's no way you can, oh, let's see. Okay. I'll really get back to that.
All right, no
But
problem.
whenever time you do it, it's a problem to persons.
No problem. Just stand on the point of clarification.
Yes.
Because the guys, they were not bashing the police.
I know,
They were
but
not.
they're talking about the timing. So you do it in the morning, people are going to talk. You do it in the afternoon, people are going to talk. Oh, I want to get home. You do it in the night, why y'all out here? Yes, but as the caller said just now, nighttime we do it for night offenses like lights. In the day, we do it for tint, as he said, the vehicle registration and them things. So you have different timing you do it to get certain things. Because if you do it in the night, you can't really get the tint. Although you have the machine.
Right.
So,
I hear you. 5 minutes moving up to the hour of 9 o'clock. I will let you reiterate those procedure for the registration and licensing.
number 5, penalties and interest for late vehicle license and transfer, as I said earlier. In case of a late payment for wheel tax, all interest fees will be imposed on the new owner if there is a transfer of ownership. Exceptions to these penalties may be granted by the traffic department at discretion. Registration for scrap purposes. Some persons say, okay, I'm just buying this vehicle because I need to get parts. Individual wishing to register a vehicle for scrap will be issued a certificate of ownership instead of a registration number. Such vehicles do not require insurance, though a registration or a transfer fee is still applicable. The policy allows for proper documentation of vehicle without assigning a number or imposing insurance requirement. Once ago, but now in your system, for you to register a vehicle, it must be insured. But it doesn't make sense for you to insure a scrap vehicle because you're not going to use it. You just have it for parts. So this certificate will bypass the insurance. You're going to get it into your name, so you can be the new owner of that vehicle.
That's it, or you have more to share?
Written notification for non-licensed, as the person just asked about. Right, I said you come to the traffic department, you inform us that your vehicle is down for whatever purpose, and we put it there that when it's up and running, then you come back and you either get a waiver off it, so you would have to pay the full time that it was down if the license fee had already passed. And transfer of ownership upon owner's death. In the event of a vehicle, the owner death's ownership should be transferred to the estate. So if, God forbid, I won't say you, somebody has passed away, that vehicle cannot be registered to you. You have to go into the estate first. Then after the estate, anyone in possession of the vehicle can do it. Then after a letter of administration or probate will presented, then that vehicle go into somebody's name and then they can sell that vehicle. But without the administrative letter or the probate will, it have to remain in the estate of that person. That's the deceased person.
All right. Thanks.
And-
Sorry, go ahead, sir.
From the 31st of December, there'll be no more acception of certificate from insurance or inspection site. All inspection site and insurance must be on board that when persons come to do these process, they upload whatever in the system. So it's no longer Inland Revenue going to take no paper from no one who come to register a vehicle. So I'm asking all inspection companies, make sure by the 31st of December, you're on board. That come January morning, God spare life, that you're up and running with everything.
Sergeant Henry, thank you so much for sharing the information, and thanks to all our callers who shared their point of views, asked their questions. We'll catch you guys next week, same time, same place, to do it all over again. Our 9 o'clock report is up next. Compliments to Grange.